Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched Movie. I am Mike, and man, we flew too close to the sun. This has been a shitty week in the Scream universe. Stay off the internet. Everybody's a suspect of being full of shit. Look, man, this is crazy. So yesterday we did our video. We found out that Neve Campbell's not coming back. Basically, while filming an update, the actual news came out, and we talked about that and just reacted to it. I've had time to think now and stew over it. Stew. No Sharon Stone. And you know, man, the internet's just going crazy. I want to do this video, but I just have some shit to get off my chest. I feel like we're going crazy with this shit. Yesterday, I went online and I put out this tweet that was like, "Hey, miss me with this whole. Let's not do the whole Scream isn't Scream without Sidney Prescott, because the last time I checked, they just made a successful film without a man named Wes Craven." And if you're going to say anybody is Scream, it's Wes Craven. And I love Neve Campbell. And I love Sidney Prescott. But the fact remains, they just made a movie without Wes Craven. And it was successful. And there's a bunch of people that responded, Scream sucked! Everybody knows that Scream sucked. It wasn't successful. All right, first off, box office-wise, it was successful. That is a fact. Critic scores-wise, on the internet, it was successful. Everywhere you look, Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes, whatever. Critic scores wise, successful. Audience scores wise, cinema scores wise, Rotten Tomatoes audience scores, IMDb audience scores, Metacritic audience scores, cinema scores, audience scores, critic scores, box office, all successful. Which is why another sequel was pulled up immediately. So if you don't like the new Scream movie, cool. Hey, that's your prerogative. But say, I thought it sucked. In my opinion, it sucked. But you got a bunch of people out here, and it's just mainly on the internet. Like I said, the majority of people like the movie, at least is decently enough. As I said, I expected it to be something crazy, Scream 5. And it just turned out to be a solid Scream movie. And I was okay with that. These people that come out there, everybody knows Scream sucked. No, they don't. No, they don't. That's just your opinion, and that's okay. One actor or director or whatever do not make an entire franchise. And to say that is to smack everybody else who works on it in the face. So I'm getting off track here already. But yesterday, this may be a little bit of a spicy video. I'm just going to be honest with you guys the entire time I make it. I think we need to calm down about the whole thing. And let me preface this entire thing with, I love Sidney Prescott and I love Neve Campbell. And she's my favorite final girl literally of all time. I have nothing against her whatsoever. All I said yesterday on the internet was, hey, we should wait for the facts. We don't know what they offered her or what they didn't. For all we know, she could be asking for the fucking, she could be asking for $10 million for a 5-minute cameo role. So I made some points out because I didn't just want to rant, errantly. But my number one thing here is we have no idea what actually happened. Everyone's like, they lowballed her, they're fucking Sidney, get them and rape them. The guy in 2B, he knows. We have no idea what they offered her or what she was asking. Or as my buddy who I talked to on here, who knows a little bit more about the back end of stuff, I won't say his name, the back end of stuff. You do, you son of a bitch. I don't know where I was going with that. I won't say his name because I don't know if he wants it to be known. What about Neve Campbell's team? Everybody's like, oh, if Neve Campbell says it, it must be true. She's never lied. She's a perfect person. I'm sure she's wonderful. She seems wonderful by all accounts, but you don't fucking know her. You don't even know that she wanted to do the movie. She said multiple times, I don't even like horror movies. Her character in 5 is you could easily understand her feeling that way in real life. The whole, I'm bored. You know what I mean? And she may love the fans, and she may have a great relationship with Scream. Who could blame her if she didn't want to do it anymore? So she said, if I'm going to do it, I want a fucking bag. How do we know that didn't happen? And again, I can't blame her for that. But can you really blame Paramount for that? If she goes, I don't actually want to do this, so I'm just going to ask for some crazy number that I couldn't say no to, just because I don't really want to do it. But if I can get that payday, hey, I'm not going to say no to it because this is a business, I'm not saying that happened, but it could have. Again, we don't know. I don't know. You don't fucking know. Nobody knows. We don't know that the whole plan was to have a short cameo in 6. She could have had 5 minutes of screen time in 6. And then we could have gone to 7, and it could have been all about her. And what they wanted to do was pay her for a cameo appearance in this movie and then give her the bag in 7 when she comes back. We don't know. Maybe she wanted $10 million for 5 minutes of screen time. We don't know. So jumping on this, and the things that I've seen online are just fucking ridiculous. People private messaging radio silence who have nothing to do with people's contracts and like going off on them. People comparing her to Tom Cruise. I fucking love Neve Campbell. Tom fucking Cruise. Are you kidding me? Come the fuck on, guys. That's not comparable. It's not fucking comparable at all. Whether you like Tom Cruise or not, he's maybe the biggest movie star of the entire fucking universe. Come on. Have some fucking sense when you go out here typing in these streets. I've seen that multiple times. They paid Tom Cruise. It's Tom fucking Cruise. The guy survived being a psycho Scientologist, and he still has the #1 movie in America. He transcends a lot of fucking shit. Okay? And I guess the reason I'm so upset about this topic is I merely put this out there. We don't know what happened. That's all I said. We don't know what happened. And I was called a fucking misogynist. And again, I have 2 daughters. If there's anybody in this world, 2 daughters who are going to be responsible for what nursing home I live in like 5 minutes when I'm old enough to be in one. If there's anyone in this world that wants women to have equal rights pay and make more money, it's this fucking guy. All right. I live with 3 women. That's insanity. But I know I'm getting off topic. It's just ridiculous. And on the flip side of that, people who are saying, I hate Neve Campbell now, she's screwed over the fans, that's just as ridiculous. It is her life. And maybe she doesn't want to come back to Scream. Maybe she does. Maybe she wants an egregious amount of money. Maybe she feels undervalued. All that stuff can be true, and it's not wrong. It's not wrong. If she feels that way, it's her fucking life. She doesn't owe any of us the damn thing. She's done 6 movies, and she's brought it every time. It's okay if she doesn't like horror movies. It's okay if she doesn't want to do another Scream movie. It's okay if she wants too much fucking money. Maybe she wants some crazy deal where she gets a part of the box office and she sees the kind of way Blumhouse does stuff. And Paramount just doesn't want to do that model. And they're not going to change their entire model of how they pay actors and actresses over one movie. Maybe they're on some Harrison Ford Air Force One shit. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Who the fuck knows? We also don't know what's going to happen. This could all be a smokescreen. This could all be bullshit. In a wild sense, it could be for the movie. They could turn this whole meta angle on. Very out there and wild, I know. But more realistically, you may find out in a couple days. It may come out that they have signed. They have figured it out. This was a PR stunt. Again, you want to blame somebody, maybe blame Neve Campbell's team. Maybe they didn't negotiate the right way for her. Who's to say Paramount wasn't ready to give a fair offer, but the people working on Neve Campbell's behalf just fucking sucked. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know who's at fault, really. So sending death threats or whatever. I haven't heard death threat, but like sending private messages or saying, let's boycott a movie. All these other, and by the way, you want to call it misogynist? You want to call this misogynism? You want to boycott a movie and you're saying, fuck Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega. Nobody cares about the younger actresses and everybody else. We want Sydney. Like, fuck these other 4 actresses, up-and-coming actresses in their entire careers, not to mention the females on the entire cast and crew for the Scream movies. Fuck all them. You're a misogynist if you simply say we should wait on the details. But fuck this entire cast and crew made up of hardworking men and women. I'm getting off topic again. But what I'm saying is you may come out in the next coming days and you may see this all got worked out. This was a last-second buzzer beater by Neve Campbell and her team. They didn't want to wait for Paramount to come out and make a statement first, right? And make her look like the bad guy. So they came out and made one first. Put the pressure on Paramount because now we're hearing that Scream 6 shooting has been delayed by a few days. A sign that maybe they're going back to maybe it's just raining, or maybe they didn't get the fucking catering team in time. I don't know. But also maybe they're renegotiating with Neve Campbell and this tactic worked. We may find out she's in the movie after all. So people out there burning bridges like crazy, just shitting on directors and actors and even fucking Wes Craven and these people. Like, literally people saying, nobody goes to see these movies for anything but Sydney. Are you fucking kidding me? Who knew who fucking Sidney Prescott was when they lined up in 1996 for Scream? You know who they went there to see? They went there to see a horror movie by a cast and crew led by one of the greatest horror directors of all time. They went to see a scary, entertaining film that their friends were talking about. The most successful and the best movie. Nobody went there to see Sidney Prescott. So you need to give new actors and actresses a chance to become their own Sidney Prescotts. And there's nothing against Sidney Prescott. But you all saying that nobody gives a shit about anything but this one character from this movie that hundreds and hundreds of people have worked for and are betting their careers on with these new ones. The cast and crew, the audience, the directors, everybody. It's shameful. Like, I love Neve Campbell too, but just because you like her in a movie doesn't make it okay to just go and just fucking shit on and let's boycott this fucking movie and all these people's careers over a situation you don't even know. You seem crazy right now. And it's always these accounts like like handles like at I will die for Neve Campbell. It's like, oh, yeah, you're definitely of sound mind. And again, I hope Neve Campbell, I hope it does end up being bullshit. I hope Neve Campbell comes back. I hope she gets the fucking bag, man, because she's awesome and she deserves it. All right. I'm not saying she shouldn't. I'm just saying you're not going to see the movie or the movie's going to tank or fail. It's just fucking ridiculous. Number 3, how big of a part do we even know that she had in the movie? These people are going out and saying, I'm not going to see the movie. The movie's going to tank. The movie's going to suck, blah, blah, blah. Again, she may have had a 5-minute role in the movie. That may be what the whole thing is about, is her cameo performance was small and she wanted a full payment for it. And she was supposed to come back in 7 for a big thing. We don't even know how big of a part she had. The biggest red flag to me is we're this close to the starting line of shooting and they still don't even know if Neve Campbell's in the movie. How big of a part did she have? How big of a part could she have possibly had if they can just pivot real quick and make the entire movie without her on days' notice? Couldn't have been that big of a part. Maybe it was, but that just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't compute. So maybe you all are freaking out and like boycotting a movie over a couple minutes. Maybe in part 6 was the one time Ghostface gets away, if some of us has talked that we'd like to see. Maybe they leave Sid out of it. No, we can handle this ourselves. And Ghostface fucking surprised at the end of the movie. There is no killer reveal. There is no spiel. Ghostface wins. And then it's like, we gotta fucking call Sydney. And it sets up part 7 perfectly. Maybe that's what happens. We don't know. I guess it goes back to point 1. We know nothing. Number 4, the franchise of Scream can survive Sidney Prescott. And that is not a knock against Neve Campbell. And it's not a knock against Sidney Prescott, okay? All right. Let's take a look at all the characters Scream has lost and survived. Skeet Ulrich's Billy Loomis. Yeah, he came back in 5, but it was a memory dust. Memory dust. You know what I mean? We lost Stu Macher. He's coming back, but we lost him for a while. And Neve Campbell could be coming back too. We lost Randy. Those are 3 ginormous fucking characters in this franchise, and none of them survived to the 3rd fucking movie. Okay, moving on. We lost Tatum. We lost Timothy Olyphant's character, Mickey. We lost Cotton fucking Weary. We lost Liv Shriver, the opening of part 3. And finally, we lost David fucking Deputy Dewey Arquette in the first half of the last recent movie. And then, most importantly, maybe, above all, we lost Kevin Williamson as a writer, at least, and Wes Craven. We have survived losing all of those people I just named. Think about that. And Scream 6 is still coming up around the bend. And you're sitting here telling me that we can lose Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson as a writer, who are arguably the 2 most important people, and no big deal. But Sydney, oh, that's just never. You can't do a single movie without Sydney, even though the fucking creators of this franchise weren't around for the last movie. That's insanity to me. And again, if you want to say it's misogynistic to say that this can survive without Sidney Prescott, I tweeted something about this too. So David Arquette can literally be forced out of the fucking Scream franchise in the last movie. Clearly said he didn't want to be. He didn't want to die. And they kill him, force him out of the franchise, has no choice in the matter whatsoever. Forced out of the franchise. Oh, well, they needed that to raise the stakes. One of the originals had to die. And then now we're talking about Neve Campbell, who's choosing not to be in the movie over money, and all of a sudden they're all misogynistic, sexist assholes. How does that compute in your fucking brains? So I just want to go back again. Like, the franchise can survive Sidney Prescott and Neve Campbell, and that's not a knock against her. This franchise is a great franchise, and it's survived the loss of a lot of its best characters. That's kind of the point. It's a fucking horror movie. People die. She got the best of it. She got the choice to not come back. And she got the choice to have her character ride off into the sunset. Number 5, this was always the plan. Again, Paramount told us they were doing this. Radio Silence told us they were doing this. Legacy sequel. You know, all the things they were saying in the lead up to 5, they were always supposed to move on from the OG cast. It was always supposed to happen. David Arquette's already gone, right? Everything they said about this was the passing. Did you all hear them say passing of the torch? Did nobody else hear that? We're gonna pass the torch. All the jokes about that, all the legacy stuff, all the I'll be fine, all the shit that they said. Who's shocked? This sped up maybe it sped up the process by a movie, maybe 2. But they were always moving on past Neve Campbell and everybody else. So all these people coming out, you can't Scream is not Scream without Neve Campbell. Sidney Prescott, what? They told you they were doing this in the last fucking movie. So what are you even talking about? I feel like this is such a negative video. And I hate that. I'm sorry, but I got the people were coming out of the woodwork on the internet. And I'm just seeing some crazy, just hateful stuff. And it just made me just have to make this video, you know? Also, I have a hernia. That's not true. I don't actually have a hernia. But I don't know where that came from. But and another thing I'm getting, by the way, is it's just like Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis. You can't do a Scream or Halloween without Jamie Lee Curtis. And it's like, yes, you can. They've done it before, and they're gonna do it again after this. You know, how are you gonna tell me that Halloweens can't survive Jamie Lee Curtis? She is Halloween. Sidney Prescott is Scream. Is Dr. Loomis? Did Donald Pleasance not have just as much of a stake? And how I would argue, Loomis, if you're gonna say that, was Halloween. Donald Pleasance was Halloween as much as you could say Jamie Lee Curtis was. He hasn't been around in 6 fucking movies because he unfortunately passed away. So how does that make any sense? Number 6, if this is the last we saw of Sidney Prescott, she won. You know, if she never comes back to the franchise again, she got to ride off into the sunset. She stopped Ghostface. We found out, they pointed out, she's happy with a husband and she has kids and she has a life that she likes and she's moved on and she's made it past all this. In a sense, if they brought us back just to show us she was okay, like, hey guys, your favorite character, she's okay, she's great, and we're gonna scare you a little bit, but we're gonna let her go live her life. If Sidney Prescott doesn't come back, the character won. How many times is it believable? And again, I want her I hope she's in the movie. I don't ever mind seeing her. I can forgive all this shit if she comes back. Like the whole what I'm about to say, I'm okay with it just because I love her so much. But let's be honest here. If we're really looking at this critically, how long is it going to be believable that another serial killer and another serial killer and another serial killer just keep coming out to kill the same person? You know, at least in the Halloween franchise stuff, it's one person and it's always that direct story. But like, how many times are we going to be expected to believe that another serial killer comes out and wants to kill Sidney Prescott? You know, and this, we got the best of the character and she got to live. She beat fucking Ghostface, you know? So, I mean, again, if 5 is the last we saw of her, she won. And finally, we need to give this new cast a chance. Like, even though they were in the last movie and they were cast in these Scream roles, you know, they didn't really get the same chance that Neve Campbell and Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard got with the original Scream movie, right? They had to share half that movie with the original cast. And I'm not complaining about it. I liked Scream 5. But in their defense, their characters didn't get to flesh out nearly as much as Sidney Prescott's did in the original movie. So you people out here shitting on Melissa Barrera or Jenna Ortega, you can lose me with that shit. They didn't get nearly the opportunity, and that's okay because it's a Scream movie. And again, you're gonna tell me you're gonna blame them for that? Are you gonna tell me if you're an up and coming actor and actress, you wouldn't fucking jump at the chance to be in one of the most iconic horror franchises of all time? If you blame them for taking this movie because of some weird loyalty to an actress who doesn't even know who the fuck you are, you're gonna go out and shit on other up and coming actors and actresses? You're delusional. Okay? You're fucking delusional. And they deserve better. All they're doing is showing up for work to try to entertain you. So, sorry, I keep thinking of these tweets I've seen, these people just shitting on people left and right to defend a millionaire that they don't know. And again, I love Neve Campbell, but she's not going to see this, bro. Like, you're not saving her by shitting on these new cast members. Sorry, it's just not happening. It's not registering on the fucking meter of life. You're just running your mouth on the internet. And maybe they see it, it ruins part of their fucking day. Congratulations. I guess you made a difference. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with all this, but my point is, is that we need to give them a chance and see. Hey, if she's not in the movie, I'll miss her. It'll be interesting to see, but I'm not going to sit around and hope a movie fucking tanks and a bunch of people's careers take a step back just because I'm mad for some person that, if I did meet, it was in a dingy fucking convention hall somewhere, you know, that I paid $60 to do so. I'm just being honest. We need to all calm down, and we need to show the same level of respect to all of the people, current and former people who have worked on this franchise, as you're asking for Paramount to show to Neve Campbell. And the last thing I'll say is fucking Courtney Cox is her friend. She knows more about this than any of us. I guarantee you Courtney Cox knows more about what's going on with Neve Campbell than any of us do. And she signed on to do the fucking movie. So what does that tell you? Does it tell you anything? I mean, it tells me a lot. It couldn't have been that big of a dickin'. All right? Courtney Cox still showed up for work. And they're friends. I'll be there for you. And I'll be there for you guys too. For all the Scream updates and Scream news and Halloween ends and all that stuff, our channel will be here doing it. So please subscribe, click the bell. You know, if this made you angry, I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel. Comment down below with your all's thoughts. I'd love to hear them. Sorry to make such a ranty video. I usually don't like doing those. We usually like to keep it nice and sweet on here, but internet be making me fucking angry, y'all. I need to go out and have a fucking Coke and a smile somewhere, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I love your fucking faces. You guys have an amazing goddamn Tuesday.
What are you going to do on October 31st?
What are you going to do on October 31st?
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, God damn.
God damn you, faggot!
I said, God damn.
A lot of people don't know the darkness that goes inside their hearts.
I said, God